Well, very good morning to everyone. I'm not sure if the audio is recording at this moment, but let's see, okay? Very good morning to everyone. Welcome to this class about power system analysis. Today we have the possibility to run this digital class, and the topic today will be DIgSILENT PowerFactory. Okay. What is the plan for today? Today we have a very long session. However, I will try to make this session as comfortable as I can. Okay. My plan is to do the following. My plan is I will start with a short introduction about the DIgSILENT PowerFactory, and then we will discuss some features related with the software, and then we will move to create a test system from scratch. For this case, we will use a classical test system, that is the PM Anderson 9-bus system. And when we finish that system, the idea is to run load flow. Okay. I have been informed that all of you want a break after 45 minutes. I will try to do my best to keep the time, okay? However, if you feel that you want to have a tea or coffee, feel free to go for a tea or coffee, okay? Okay. Let's start for the beginning, okay? One thing that I want all of you to be aware is that I create a space in Canvas. Let me show you here the screen, okay? Here you can see Canvas, the learning and the digital learning environment, and that space was created a few weeks ago, and the idea is that you have a single link, a single space that you can go and find information about the DIgSILENT PowerFactory. Okay, in this web page, you can see that there is a first document that is a short introduction about power system simulation. Then I believe few of you are familiar with the second document, that is a document related to install the DIgSILENT PowerFactory in your machine. And then you can see a couple links in order to download the DIgSILENT PowerFactory files. Okay, I must be very careful with all of you. Be careful with DOS installers. Okay, I am sharing DOS installer with all of you because you are my students, and the university have a legal agreement with DIgSILENT PowerFactory, and you are a legal user of the software. However, it's illegal that you share DOS installers or any document related with the software. There is a legal agreement, and we must keep those files for just student use. Okay. Then there is a third document. That document is related with importing a project inside PowerFactory, and how you can export also a PowerFactory file. Okay. And finally, one document that I will be using today, it's the document number 4, is creating a project. Okay. At the very end of this, I include some additional resources about the DIgSILENT PowerFactory. Okay. As you can see over there, there are few links for different websites that you can see, or you can get more information about the software. Okay, they are YouTube videos, they are some of my personal videos, they are some other documents. Please feel free to go to those links here at the very end of the web page and visit all of them. Okay. Okay. Right now we are ready. What I will do now is let me okay. Today I'm using a new toy. I believe all of you can see in your screen the hard copy of the document that is called Create a Project and Build a Power System. If you look this document, there are many pages over there. Okay. However, what I want that you understand is the session today is mainly teach you how to create a system from scratch. I mean, starting from zero, and then set up the model in order that you can run some load flow calculations. Okay. Typically, what I will start is with a short presentation about what is the overview of the software, the environment, and then we will go for this exercise that is creating or building a power system inside the DIgSILENT PowerFactory environment. Okay, for illustrative purposes, I will be using a very classical, very well-known power system, and it's called the PM Anderson 9-bond system. Okay, I must be honest, this document that is here is around 10 or 12 pages, I don't remember exactly, but this document is just a very short introduction about the software. Okay. What I suggest is this document is the basic that you need at least to do your job in terms of creating a network and running a load flow. However, I will tell you the most important document, the most helpful document is the user manual of DIgSILENT PowerFactory. DIgSILENT PowerFactory has spent a lot of money, a lot of hours creating the user manual, and to be honest, many things are extremely well explained over there. For that reason, I suggest at any moment, if you have any doubt or you want to learn more about the software, please read the user manual. The user manual is the most complete document that you will find information about the software. Okay. I don't need that you open the DIgSILENT PowerFactory at the moment, but let's do the following. I will stop this and I will open the DIgSILENT PowerFactory straight away. Okay. 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 I believe all of you can see my screen. What I did is I started start up DIgSILENT PowerFactory. Okay, all of you, if you can't open DIgSILENT PowerFactory, let me know at the chat. Okay, but I am expecting that all of you are able to start up PowerFactory. Okay, let me give you a few seconds in order that you will be able to start up or fire up PowerFactory, please. Okay, I can see that all of you are starting PowerFactory. Okay, if you have any problem starting PowerFactory, please let me know at the public chat. Okay. PowerFactory version 2020 have very interesting and new features. Okay, one of them is improvement on the user interface, the graphical user interface. Every time that you start up DIgSILENT PowerFactory, this window here that you can see that say examples will be open. Okay, this window with many examples can help you for many reasons. You can find that there are mainly three different set of examples. There are examples coming from applications, and that means that those examples are very dedicated cases for very specific situations. For instance, the first one that is opening by default is the low voltage distribution network, and you can see on the right hand here, you can see that you have a base model, then there is a load flow, low voltage load flow calculation. Then there is a task that is feeder load scaling. PowerFactory has many features. One of them is the quasi-dynamic simulation. There is also an activity in this example. And finally, there is something for cable reinforcement. What I'm trying to say is that every single of those examples, there are a few, let's say, activities inside the sample, okay? And the good news is the following. If you look the window, you can see that there is on the top a button, and that button is in order to import and activate the project and use that project, okay? And then here below, you will find some videos. If you click one of them,
in this video we will introduce the base model network, which will be used throughout the LV network example.
If you look over here, when I click the video at the example window, they will open directly a link, and this link is going to the YouTube channel. For that reason, every time that you want to see one of these activities, there is a video to support your following the steps, and this video is at the DIgSILENT PowerFactory channel. Okay, I highly suggest that you subscribe to the DIgSILENT PowerFactory channel, and you will get updates about what is happening with the software. Okay, let me close this and come back to the software. what I was explaining is this window that is for examples, and they are examples coming for applications. They are hydropower plants applications. They are rail system application. Later we will discuss distance protections and overcurrent protection. Also, there are some examples coming from the very well-known books and also IEEE standards. And finally, here you can see examples coming from very well-known standards, the IEC and the IEEE. Okay. Here you can see one of the examples include in DIgSILENT PowerFactory is the PM Anderson 9-bus system. Okay. This example can be imported, and also there is some documentation. If you click at the button of documentation, you can get a PDF file, and this PDF file show you mainly an introduction about the PM Anderson 9-bus system, electrical parameters, and so on. And also there are few simulations included here in this example. Today in this class we will build this system from scratch, okay? And the plan for us is run a load flow. However, here in PowerFactory they include a more detailed example related with transient analysis using RMS simulation. Okay, we will discuss this in another class. It's not the subject at the moment. However, it's a good idea that if you have time, you can come here and read this document and enhance your knowledge about DIgSILENT PowerFactory. Okay. Now I will close this this PDF file, come back again to the original screen of DIgSILENT PowerFactory. Okay. Well, I was explaining these PowerFactory examples. Okay. It's a good idea that the students go there, play with the systems, play with the data, watch those videos and learn from them. Okay, it's very well prepared material. There is very good explanation. I highly suggest please at least complete some of those examples and you will learn something useful for the future. Okay. Okay, any question at the moment regarding the PowerFactory examples? I think it's extremely simple. The PowerFactory examples, they came with the software and they are very good explanation on the YouTube channel. Okay. If you have a question, I will give you a few minutes at the chat in order that you post over there your question. Okay. I will give you a couple minutes and then we can keep going. Okay.
You are now muted. You are now unmuted.
Okay, I received a couple very interesting questions from my students. One of them is asking a comparison between PowerFactory and some other software. If I am correct, the software that he is talking about is coming from another Scandinavian countries. PowerFactory is a software that is designed for power system analysis. However, there are some enhanced features that, for instance, allow you to do geographic locations of devices and including geospatial information. The software that you are talking about, I think, is the software coming from Tekla, that I think is Finnish, a company from Finland. I'm not fully aware about that software. I'm not fully aware about what are the features. This question is coming from Mr. Berger. Mr. Berger, if you can talk more about this couple software that you mentioned, please open the micro and please share some information with our colleagues, please.
All of the programs or softwares are basically used in Norwegian distribution companies, or DSO, and is as well as the PowerFactory Geographic. But can you do short circuit analysis or power load analysis, but same use as companies?
I don't follow your question. PowerFactory is a software that is running all kind of power system analysis. That includes short circuit, for instance, that is one of the subject of power system analysis. Is also able to perform power flow analysis. That is another subject in this power system analysis course, but there are many other features. If you allow me, in a few minutes I will talk about the main functionalities that you can find inside PowerFactory, but you will be surprised that you can do almost every single power system analysis using this software. However, I don't know this Tekla Timbo. What is specifically that? If you can share some information.
It's a system we use in Skagerrak, and it is Finnish, as you're saying. And basically, it's a graphic where you can draw the circuit and then do power flow analysis or voltage analysis, or short circuit analysis, and many of the things that you're talking about here. It is originally a software made for water distribution. The power flow analysis is just a small add-on.
Okay. Don't do anything like this. Okay. I will do some activities in PowerFactory, but don't do that in your computer. Don't follow the steps that I will do at this moment. Okay. It's just to show you some information that could be useful for answering this question. Okay. If you allow me, I will import this model. I believe all of you can see that I import the low voltage distribution network here. and this is geographical location. PowerFactory allow you to do geographical location of any single device inside the power system. But the interesting thing here is on the right hand side you can see the study cases, and in those study cases you can see there are different studies. For instance, the number 0 is the base model and it's showing the information about the system. But if you move to the load flow, you are able to run a load flow and make calculations about the system. Okay, what I'm trying to say is PowerFactory have the most modern features that you can imagine. For instance, let me try to show this one. Okay. For instance, this is a model that I create with one of my students, a PhD student from the UK, and it's the Nordic power system. I mean, it's the interconnection between Finland, Sweden, Norway, and Denmark. Of course, here is just a general representation because the full detail is a bit bigger. But what I'm trying to say is you are able here to run load flow and make calculations. You can run the load flow, and of course you can get some results like voltages, currents, and so on. Okay. But this model is not helping me here. Okay. Okay, I will share with you more data. Okay, Mr. Lars said that Teca is also allowing to use water and heat and electricity. PowerFactory is just a power system analysis. Okay. But I am sure that some of the functionalities that you can find in PowerFactory you cannot find in those integrated software. What is the reason? The reason is PowerFactory has been in the market for many years, many decades, and they focus only on power systems. As a consequence, the methods and the studies that you will find over there, they are just only for electricity. Okay. Let's go back to my presentation about the software, and then we can discuss more about more features that you can find inside PowerFactory. Okay. Okay. Another question that I got is what's happened if you close this example window. If you close this example window, I received one question that is asking me, how do you get the samples back? Well, it's extremely simple. If you open the software, automatically they will open the samples if you have the option show at the startup, and you can see the link here below. Okay, if you don't want to show the samples every single time that you open the software, just click here, and that window with the samples will never show up again. What's happened if you close the window and now you want to come back and see the samples? Well, it's extremely simple. PowerFactory have a toolbar on the top. You can see here on the top of the software, you can see the classical menu that you can see file, edit, view, insert, data, calculations, outputs, even help. Okay, but in the first option, if you go to file and you press again examples, you can see now that the window is open again. I think that will help you, Mr. Tin. It's extremely simple. You just go to File, then you go to Examples, and you get here the Examples window, and you can select one of them, okay? Be careful. Every time that you press this button and import the file, it's data that you are using and storing inside your database, okay? I will talk in detail in a few minutes about the database, but at this moment I just want to make the comment, please be careful with the use of the memory. For that reason, be careful with importing many times the same example, okay? I will close the example window, and what I will do now is I will go for the help window, okay? If you are, all of you are with me, if you are with me, now I am showing the menu for help, okay? PowerFactory have also some tutorials. Some tutorials that you can open here is the first option at the help. If you go on the top and go to the option tutorial and then click, you will get a new window, and that window say, okay, let's do the following. Let's run one of those tutorials, and the first tutorial is, for instance, creating a project and building a network. The second tutorial is how to perform a load flow, and the third tutorial is related with short circuit analysis. For that reason, when we finish this class and you would like to learn more about PowerFactory and get more information, I invite you to go and follow those videos and also follow those examples here, okay? Let me close again the tutorial and again come back to the main menu, and this is help. I covered the first one. The first one is the famous tutorial, okay? The second one is the user manual. PowerFactory, as I say at the very beginning of this class, PowerFactory have a beautiful and an amazing user manual. The user manual, if you click here, it will open Acrobat document, a portable file, I mean a PDF file. If you click here, it will open a PDF file, and you can see over here we are talking about more than 1,000 pages of information, okay? This user manual, to be honest, is one of the best that I ever seen. This software have a very good documentation. I highly suggest to have a reading on this, okay? Let me come back here for a minute. Okay, we are back. I hope all of you have a very good coffee or tea or whatever you prefer to drink. And, well, we are back here. I was talking about PowerFactory, a basic introduction about the software, and we were talking about the tutorial. PowerFactory includes those tutorials in order that people can learn how to use the software. And today, I highly suggest that oh, what is happening here? It's not opening. Let's try again, tutorial. Something is not happening here right well. Okay, give me a second. Let's see what is the problem here. Okay, yes, now we are back again. Here we have a window and toolbar here on the top, and you can go to tutorials. But now it's not opening the tutorials. Why not? Okay, let's try again. Okay, let me open the tutorial. Now it's opened. Okay. If you are with me, let me see. Yes, if you are with me, we are here at the tutorial. What I will do is I will use the introduction, the tutorial that is included inside PowerFactory. Okay. If all of you are with me here, could you please open the first tutorial that is called Introduction, okay? If you open that one, I will use for my brief introduction about PowerFactory, okay? Let me increase the size here, okay? The first thing that I need that you understand is that PowerFactory is right now a Windows-based software, and as consequence, PowerFactory have extremely friendly user interface. The PowerFactory environment is divided in several sections. I believe in figure 1.1 you can see what is the basic configuration that you can find for the graphic unit interface. On the top, you can see here on the top that is marked with number 1. You can see here the number 1 is basically the menu bar, okay? I must tell you the following. PowerFactory has different ways to do the same things. PowerFactory have here this menu bar that you can find file, edit, view, insert, data, calculation, etc. And this is like the old version of Windows applications. But also PowerFactory below the menu bar has what we call the toolbox. Okay, here the second line you can find what we call is the main toolbar. When I say that PowerFactory have many ways to do the same, is because there are some functions here located at the menu that you will find icons in the toolbar, and they can do the same. Let me go to the environment and probably you will understand what I want to explain, okay? Right now, I'm coming back to DIgSILENT PowerFactory 2020 environment, and here on the top you can see the menu bar, okay? If you go for calculations, you can see that there are a few options. One of the options is running a load flow. There is Control F10. It's the shortcut using the keyboard. You can use Control F10 and you will be able to run a power flow. However, if you go to the toolbar that is immediately below the menu bar, you will find here an icon, and when you stop the cursor on the top of that icon, you can read a small balloon that is called the help balloon, and you can read over there calculate load flow. Okay. What I'm trying to say is there are many things that you will find here in the menu, but also PowerFactory replicate and make shortcuts here in the toolbar in order that you can do things faster, okay? Again, what I'm trying to say is there are many ways to do the same things inside PowerFactory, okay? Then we have here some other informations. We have, for instance, the status bar. The status bar is the one that is below or at the very bottom of the graphic environment. Is one way that PowerFactory told to you. However, you require some information that I will explain later how to read this toolbar, okay, this status bar, sorry. But the second important area that I need that you understand is the famous output window. What is the output window? The output window is a window that present text, and those texts are messages created by PowerFactory. Every time that you run PowerFactory, a simulation, or you load data, or you run any command, PowerFactory will give you some information back. That is what I call PowerFactory will told you or will speak back to you. I highly suggest that you care about those messages. Those messages, they follow a different color types. We don't want red messages because red messages that represent errors, and errors are conditions and situations that stop the execution of the DIgSILENT PowerFactory. We don't want errors, okay? However, if an error happened, you must go to the output window and read what is the information in order to solve that problem. They are in amber color. Some people call amber. In British English is amber. And other people call this orange. But orange color is mainly for warnings. Warnings, a lot of people, they don't care about warnings, and that is a big mistake. Warnings are situations that they are risky for the simulation. Some warnings at the very beginning of your simulation can create problems later and become errors. For that reason, be careful with the warnings. We don't want errors, we don't want warnings. Information is presented in text. The output window presents text in black color. When you see black color, be happy, that is just information, okay? And PowerFactory use blue color to show events, okay? We will not be using events at this moment, but probably in few classes time we will talk about events, okay? Any comments or any question at this moment about the PowerFactory environment? If you have any question, please put the question on the public chat, and I will be extremely happy to answer your questions, okay? Okay, if you have any question, please write the question about the graphic environment of the DIgSILENT PowerFactory. You can write that question at the public chat, okay? I will give you a couple minutes before I move to the next topic. Okay, I received a question that is not related with the graphic environment. I will answer that question. What is the difference between a static case and another project in few minutes, okay? I need to explain what is the database structure, and when I explain the database structure, I will cover that topic. Any other question about graphic environment? Okay, I believe there are no more questions about graphic environments, okay? Now the next step is I will talk about what is the database structure inside PowerFactory, okay? If you are not a programmer, probably you don't follow so many things that I will try to explain, but the basic thing that you must understand is that DIgSILENT PowerFactory is a software to perform or to run power system analysis. If you need to run power system analysis, you need data. And that data is coming from the power system. As a consequence, the main input of the software or the input of this software is the power system. However, the interesting question is, okay, how PowerFactory store the data of the power system? Well, the very simple question for you is, DIgSILENT PowerFactory follow a basic database, and the unit of that database is what we call projects. What is a project? A project, you can imagine, that is the power system data that you are analyzing, but also all the results coming from the power system analysis. For instance, in a few minutes, we will create a power system. For that reason, we need to create a project. And inside this project, we have different type of data. They are electrical data for some devices. They are another kind of data that is graphical data. But also then, when we run a power flow or load flow, we will collect some results. What I want that you understand is that the minimum unit for the database, the general database, is what we call a project. What I will do now is, we are in the basic environment of DIgSILENT PowerFactory. I need to talk about one powerful and very important tool. If you look the windows right now and the graphic environment of PowerFactory 2020, you will see that I position the icon on the top of the first icon to the left. The first icon to the left is the famous data manager. Again, I am using the help balloon. When you stop the cursor on the top, you will see the data manager. If you press that button, a window suddenly appear, and now you are with me here. I don't need to show all of this. Let me try to close a bit here. Yes. Okay. If you are with me here, I open the data manager, okay? The data manager is probably one of the most powerful tools inside PowerFactory. What is the reason? Because you get access to the database. I believe you can see here that there is an icon, and over there you can see the database. Right now in blue color you can see a small icon, and over there you can read Gonzalez-Longatt. Because in the database there are two main areas. There is one area that is coming for the user. In this case, the username is FG-Longatt, that is my database, and from the top you can see something that is DIgSILENT library, systems, and configuration, okay? I need that you understand that there are two sections inside the library. One section, inside the database. There are two sections inside the database. What we call the general area, and that's belong to PowerFactory, and the other area below that is the user database, okay? What I'm trying to say is database is divided into sections. One section below to PowerFactory, and the main folders inside is DIgSILENT library, system, and configuration. And below you can see many examples, many information over there, and every single thing that you can see over there that represent a project, okay? What I'm trying to explain to you is the top section belongs to PowerFactory library. This is the global library, and below we have the section for the user, and inside this folder, inside you will find the projects, okay? Something that I need that you understand clearly is the section on the top is the library, global library that belong to PowerFactory. System, that means data, configurations, and other stuff belonging to PowerFactory, and configurations related to the software. That area belongs to the software. Please don't go there. Don't try to make changes. The global library is read only. You cannot make changes over there. But again, don't put your hand over there. You must put your hand inside the area that is called the user area. That means all the projects below, okay? Okay, but coming back to my explanation about the database, the data manager is the most powerful icon because this icon will allow you to access all the data. I didn't tell you, but PowerFactory is a software that was created. PowerFactory, it's a software that was created using C++. As a consequence, we are using an object-oriented software. And because this software is object-oriented, that means everything inside the software is an object, okay? Here the object receives the name project, and the project has inside another objects with very specific names that I will cover in a few minutes, okay? Coming back to my explanation, data manager, most powerful button, most powerful tool. You have access to all objects inside PowerFactory, okay? The other thing that I would like to explain about the data manager is the data manager is like the Microsoft Explorer. What does it mean? In your computer you have several files, and every time that you need to find a file, delete a file, or create a file, or make any changes on your files, you use the Microsoft Explorer. And here, when you are using PowerFactory, every time that you need to find some data, some objects, you just need to use the data manager, okay? I will keep the explanation about projects and data manager in few minutes. However, I would like to close the data manager and open the moment for few questions about the data manager, okay? Let me open the question time. Do you have any question about data manager? Okay, it's look that there is no question related with the data manager at the moment. For that reason, I will start with the very important task today, that is creating a power system model inside PowerFactory, okay? At this moment, I would like to explain that the job today is creating this beautiful power system over here. I think you can see the power system over there, the single line diagram, okay? That beautiful system received the name PM Anderson 9-bus system. The PM Anderson 9-bus system is a very simple system that is used in many studies, especially for power system stability, okay? This system is relative old, however, is very well known, okay? This system was created like an equivalent model of the western area in the United States, okay? This is an equivalent model, a very reduced model of one area in the United States, okay? In this case, we are using 3 synchronous generators, G1, G2, G3. They are 3 generators, synchronous generators. They are 3 step-up transformers. I mean, they are 3 2 windings power transformers. And then we have 3 different loads, load A, load B, and load C. And finally, we have a set of transmission lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 transmission lines, okay? This is an extremely simple network, however, is very well documented and very well studied, okay? I think you can see over there the famous single line diagram. In this single line diagram, you must recognize, okay, we have the graphical representation of all power components, but here also we have here also information about transformer ratio, what values are used for the transformer's impedance, load flow at the loads. I mean, this diagram is providing to you the basic information that we need for creating the system, okay? Okay. If you go back to the document on page number 3, you will find tables presenting the information about the impedance and admittance of the power system, and also some data representing the generation and demand inside the system, okay? The first thing that you must recognize is this data here is presented in per unit system. I mean, if you remember power system analysis we use is per unit system for many reasons. There are many advantages of using the per unit system. One of them, for instance, is that you don't need to use considerations about delta or star connections, or for instance you don't need the square root 3 because we are using per unit system. However, every time that you are using per unit system, you need to refer all the quantities to something that we call the base. In this case, those per unit quantities, they are represented using a base. In this case, the power base is 100 MVA and the voltage base is 230 kV, at the transmission line level. What I'm trying to say is this data presented in table 4.1 is a data presented in per unit system. And that is one of the challenges when you are using the DIgSILENT PowerFactory, because there are other softwares that they are academic software and you can use the per unit values directly inside the software. For instance, if you are familiar with Powerwall, that is one of the very well-known power flow software, you must be familiar that you can use per unit quantities directly inside the software. However, DIgSILENT PowerFactory is a software created to be used by utilities. As a consequence, in the power industry, we don't use per unit directly as input data of your system. There is a reason that in few minutes I must tell you some changes that we need to perform to this data before start to create the system. Okay, let me come back here in a second. Well, I say to you that PowerFactory requires that you use data that is presented in real units. What does mean real units? Well, in the case of impedance, the impedance must be presented in ohms. To be honest, if you are using transmission lines, the unit that you need to use is ohms per kilometers. Okay, that is the units, that is the unit representation that we use for transmission lines inside DIgSILENT PowerFactory.